Hello everyone, welcome back to AutoTrend TV. I am your Viprajesh again from Tafe Access Ltd, Coimbatore today. The Indian automotive market has decided to go blue for a green future. I mean electric cars. Tata Motors has recently introduced the new electric compact SUV, their Tata Nexon EV. Today I am here to take you through all the details of this electric compact SUV. So let's go in for that. Yes folks, this here is the new Tata Nexon EV electric compact SUV from Tata Motors. This electric Nexon is powered by Ziptron technology and has got EV badges all over the body. First of all, you can see that this car looks quite similar to the Tata Nexon BS6 facelift. Starting from the front, you get to see this very Land Rover-ish front end along with quite Land Rover-ish headlamp setup with double barrel kind of design. You also get projector headlamps as standard across all variants, and you also get these multifunction tri-arrow design LED DRLs. Lower down you also get to see cornering fog lamps, which also act as cornering lamps when you actually turn the wheels of the car. Moving on towards the sides, this being the XZ Plus variant, you get 16-inch alloy wheels, which are again quite similar to the design seen on the regular BS6 petrol and diesel powered Tata Nexon. Now coming to the doors, you get to see these EV badgings all over the body of the new Nexon. Let me just show you at the rear as well. You also get an EV badging over here, and on the left side you get this Ziptron badging. Apart from these badgings, you can also see that this X Factor design element is also blue in color. This is exclusive only for the electric version of the Tata Nexon. Along with that, you can also see this side window line strip, which is also blue colored. And what's also exclusive for the Tata Nexon EV is this teal blue color. This is not available on the petrol and diesel powered regular Tata Nexon. This color is again very exclusive only for the EV version. So that's all about the exteriors. Apart from that, everything is quite similar to the BS6 petrol and diesel powered Tata Nexon, including these updated tail lamps, which get the tri-arrow design element just like the petrol and diesel version. Coming lower down, you can also see this updated squarish rear bumper, which adds to the muscular appeal of the facelifted Tata Nexon. Everything is quite similar to the Tata Nexon, including the dual tone roof option. However, on this Nexon electric variant, you get the dual tone roof option from the XZ Plus variant itself, whereas on the petrol and diesel engine equipped Nexon, you get the option of a dual tone roof only on the top spec XZ Plus S and the XZ Plus optional variants. So that was all about the exterior design of the new Tata Nexon EV. It may look quite similar to the regular petrol and diesel facelifted Tata Nexon. However, the EV has its own character with these blue highlights at the front along with the EV badging on the grille. So that's all about the exteriors. It still looks like a mini Range Rover Evoque, and let's hope this car drives as good as a mini Range Rover Evoque. Yes folks, I'm right now inside the new Tata Nexon EV electric XZ Plus variant, and this is how the interior looks like. Starting from the steering wheel, of course, everything may seem quite familiar for Nexon owners and people who have been inside the Tata Nexon, petrol and diesel, because everything is indeed quite similar and exactly the same, including this 7-inch touchscreen system, the automatic climate control console, the flat bottom steering wheel with the leather wrap, and the steering motor audio controls. However, this Nexon EV has its own exclusive features. Now, starting with the instrument cluster, this here is a semi-digital instrument cluster similar to that seen on the Tata Harrier and the Tata Altroz. You get a color display, a large 7-inch color display on the left side, whereas the speedometer is actually on the right side, which is analog. You get a whole lot of details of this car in this digital instrument cluster itself. I'll show you all the details when I turn on this car's ignition. So coming lower down to the center console, you get this very same automatic climate control console. However, the Nexon EV gets an economy mode button, which is absent on the petrol and diesel model equipped Nexons. So this is an exclusive feature. Apart from that, everything is exactly the same. You get the front fog lamp button over here. You get the central locking and unlocking button over here. And this here is the button for opening the tailgate. So everything is quite similar. The AC vents are also quite similar, except for this blue treatment over here. This is also again exclusive only for the EV variants. This blue is quite similar to the blue we already saw on the exterior of the Nexon EV. So this blue can be seen everywhere in the interior of the Tata Nexon EV except for the doors. Talking about the doors, The doors are exactly similar to those seen on the petrol and diesel top spec variants of the new BS6 Nexon. You get the very same white fabric finish, which is of excellent quality. Talking about quality, everything has been improved and upgraded in terms of quality. The overall fit and finish, the build quality, the seats lever quality. So you can see these levers. These are also quite similar to those seen on the BS6 updated Tata Nexon. So everything has been upgraded in terms of quality, and everything just fits a little bit better than before. Coming to the main part, this here is the usual area where you will find the transmission lever, the 6-speed manual or a 6-speed AMT transmission on the regular Tata Nexon. However, this being an electric car, there is no need for a transmission lever. This has now turned into a storage pocket where you can store your car's keys or your wallet or something else. This is also felt lined with rubber material, so this is quite helpful. This is actually a nice idea, especially given the fact that this car does not have the need for a transmission lever. Just behind that, you also get this very similar pocket where you will find the 12-volt charging socket along with the USB port. You no longer get an aux port on the top spec variants of the Tata Nexon, just a point to note. You also get this very similar tambour door mechanism with an armrest which can be opened for a whole lot of storage. There you can see the storage space. This is quite similar to that seen on the top spec variants of the Tata Nexon petrol and diesel again. This is the rotary knob where you will regularly find the city, economy and sport mode controls on the petrol and diesel Nexons. However, this being an electric car, this rotary knob itself has now turned to a transmission rotary selector. You get the reverse, neutral, drive modes along with a sports mode. So this car also has a sports mode where you will get that additional bit of performance and thrust from the electric motor. So let's see how that works when we drive this. Before that, let me just complete the interior of this car. So this here is the key of the Tata Nexon EV, quite similar to that seen on the Altros, the Harrier and even the regular Tata Nexons. So let me just keep that over there. And talking about the seats also get this blue stitching kind of treatment along with the blue design elements on the seat itself. You get this blue pattern, the tri-arrow design pattern, which can also be seen on the exterior of the Tata Nexon. So that's all about the front. You get the day-night switch for the IRVM, quite similar to that seen on any other Tata Nexon or Tiago or Tigor. You also get a white LED cabin lamp as standard from the entry-level model of the Tiago itself. The sun visors are also quite the same, only the passenger side gets a vanity mirror. And of course, this car also gets all 4 power windows with driver window auto up and down function along with electrically foldable and operable ORVMs. So now let me just turn on the display of this car by pressing the push button start. Once I turn on the ignition, this is how everything looks like. And it is quite advanced and very, very nice to look at with the blue theme all over. And this here is the talking point. This here is the semi-digital instrument cluster, which gets you a whole lot of information regarding this car. You get, of course, the regular things such as trip meter A, trip meter B, average economy and everything else. Apart from that, you get this energy flow diagram over there that will indicate as of how the electric motor and the overall performance is going on. If you are in a coasting mode, this diagram will show you the energy flow from the wheels to the electric battery. That's because this car also gets regenerative braking, through which you can actually gain some electric charge for the electric battery for the motor. So that is how this works. Apart from that, you also get a whole lot of settings so as to adjust whatever you want. You also get the option of resetting the trip meter, which I have already done. And this here is the menu. Using this, you can get to check all the things you will need, such as interior illumination, when you are driving at night. And along with that, you can also get service reminder, reset the clock settings and so on. That also can be done easily. On the top, you get the actual battery range, just like any smartphone. This car is now charged up to 97%, and with the 97% of charge, this car can go around 150 kilometers in city usage this car suggests, but I'm sure that this car will be able to do more than that, because the claimed range of this car is around 312 kilometers. However, we can still expect easily around 250 kilometers per charge on this car, given variable situations of driving. So let me just give you a quick glance of the interior. So that's all about that. Once I open the doors, you also get this full 3D image of the car. Let me just show you again. So this here is a 3D image of the car, and it also actually shows you which exact door is open, so that is really nice and helpful. So that's all about the front part of the Tata Nexon EV. It is a very silent car. Now, as you can see, I have turned on the ignition, but still there is no noise at all. So you have to be careful whenever you turn on this car, and be sure to check whether the car's ignition is actually on or not. So now let me just get to the back seat to check out whether if there are any sort of differences when you compare with the petrol and diesel Nexons. Yes folks, I'm right now in the back seat of the new Tata Nexon EV electric compact SUV, and this is how the dashboard looks like from the rear seat. It is really likable, very good in terms of design. It's quite premium to look at and feel as well. The build quality and overall fit and finish has also improved by quite a margin. However, you may notice that this car does not seem any different when you compare with the regular petrol and diesel Tata Nexons, except for these blue highlights on the dashboard along with the glossy black treatment. However, you will start noticing the difference when you actually see the absence of a transmission lever. That is an exclusive thing for the Nexon EV alone. Talking about the rear seats, here as well, everything is just quite similar to any other Tata Nexon. The space is excellent. The overall comfort and under thigh support is also excellent again. The armrest is just perfect in position, and so are the doors. You also get the very same AC vents at the center, just behind the center console. Everything is just like the Tata Nexon petrol and diesel. And talking about safety, everything is just the same here as well. You get ISOFIX child seat mounts as standard from the entry level variant, along with dual airbags, ABS with EBD and corner stability control. So that is really very good, and I hope even the Nexon EV scores a full 5 stars at the global NCAP crash tests really very soon. However, a slight addition to the EV range is this availability of a 12-volt charging socket right behind the rear left side passenger. This is also now available again on the top spec variants of the petrol and diesel Tata Nexon, so that is a good thing to note. So that's all about the rear cabin of the new Tata Nexon EV. Let me just show you the boot now before I actually get to start driving this electric compact SUV. Yes folks, I'm right now behind the Tata Nexon EV, and I'm going to pop open the boot of the Nexon EV to check whether if there are any differences in the boot space of the electric Nexon when you compare with the petrol and diesel counterparts. And surprise, there is actually no difference at all. This here is the very same 350 litre boot capacity of the Tata Nexon, similar to the petrol and diesel variants. There is actually no difference at all. You get the very same yellow boot lamp. You also get the very same hooks on the sides, and even the parcel shelf is exactly the same. Additionally, you get this charging equipment of this car in a special individual bag, so that is nice. And opening the boot floor, you get to see the very same 16-inch full-size steel spare wheel. Of course, you do not get alloy wheels as spare wheels now. You only get a steel wheel, 16-inch steel wheel on the Tata Nexon top spec variants as well, just like the petrol and diesel counterparts. So let me just shut the boot right now. You also get the flexibility option of 60-40 split folding rear seats. Of course, just like the petrol and diesel variants, you can flip and fold the individual rear seats separately, as you can clearly see, just like the petrol and diesel counterparts. So now let me just get to the drive of the Nexon EV XZ Plus variant. Yes folks, I'm right now inside the new Tata Nexon EV, and I'm going to start the drive of this car. Before that, let me just turn on the ignition. And that is all. This car is turned on. Of course, you do not get any sound or noise or indication whether this car is turned on or not. The only indication you get is the turning on of the instrument cluster and the infotainment system. You also get a ready sort of indication in green on the instrument cluster. So now I'll just turn the car into drive mode. Let's go on for the drive. The initial response itself is that there is instant response from the throttle, the motor, or whatever you want to call it. It is absolutely instant. You do not expect this kind of response from any petrol or diesel internal combustion engine. It is fast in terms of response. I'm just driving the regular drive mode. I haven't yet turned on the sports mode, but still the response is faster than any of the petrol or diesel variants of the Nexon. So it is nice. It's a sort of different kind of experience. I previously have driven the Tigor electric. However, that car did not have the power this car has. That was simply slow to describe, but this one is the exact opposite of that. It is fast and rapid. It is really very, very nice. So as you can see, I am driving in the roads of Racecourse, Coimbatore. It is sort of a work in progress kind of zone over here. I mean, sometimes the road is smooth and sometimes the road is really, really rough and jagged. As you can see, there are potholes and bumps. And the ride quality is just similar to any other petrol or diesel Tata Nexon. It is very, very compliant. Even though this car is significantly heavier than the petrol or diesel Nexon, this still drives like any other Tata Nexon. There is no difference whatsoever. The steering is very light. It is very, very user friendly. The ride quality is also very, very compliant. And there is surprisingly no body roll. Everything is just similar to the petrol or diesel Nexon. That is because the batteries are located in the floor of the Tata Nexon EV, and that's the reason for the very low center of gravity and very less body roll. Now I got a free stretch of road over here. Let me just turn into sports mode. And the instrument cluster immediately turns into red and the car goes ballistic. Okay, you will definitely need some time to get adapted to this aggressive drive mode. It is very, very nice. You will not expect this sort of performance from this electric car, given the fact that this just looks like any other Nexon, but this is an electric, mind you. So I am right now in sports mode and I am just going to ram my foot into the pedal. Wow, that was amazing amount of wheel spin and the car simply goes ballistic. That's all. I just reached 100 in no time. In sports mode, I think this car does 0 to 100 in just about 7 seconds. It is mad, literally mad. It is amazingly fast. There is no words to describe this. It's purely fun and pure bliss. However, you have to be careful in this mode because this car does not have traction control and you need to know to control the speed of this car. So apart from that, everything else is beautiful. You get the beautiful graph on the instrument cluster over here. Whether the car is driving in economy mode or power mode, or you are in sports mode, or while you are coasting, this car is in regenerative mode where you get extra charge from the braking system for the battery. So all this is very nice attention to detail. You get all the details in this instrument cluster itself. It is really very informative. It is definitely the future of the Indian automotive market. The infotainment system is just similar to the Tata Nexon petrol and diesel top spec variants. It has got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and everything you need, including 8 speakers from Harman and voice commands, of course. Let me just now try the voice command for the air conditioning. Set temperature 20. So as you can see, the temperature has turned to 20, and you can also adjust the fan speed and whatever you want. If you have connected your phone, your smartphone to Bluetooth, you can also call using Bluetooth voice commands. So everything is absolutely nice. You can even control certain things of this car using an app called Tata Smart Remote. You can of course change the air conditioning temperature, fan speed, your music, song, media, radio, FM, whatever you want through your smartphone itself using that app. So everything is absolutely nice. It's very, very user friendly, and these seats are very, very comfortable. You can easily do long drives in this car because, of course, with the percentage of charge I have around 88% of charge now, and this car can do around 223 kilometers with the charge available in this car. So that is actually very good. However, Tata Motors claims 312 kilometers on a full charge. I'm not sure whether you will be able to do 312 kilometers, but at least you will be easily able to do around 250 to 270 kilometers in a full charge with this car. So it is absolutely a fun car. It is very, very good. It is quite similar to any Tata Nexon when you look at it from the outside, or even when you sit inside. However, when you start driving it, it is a totally different affair. It is simply very, very fun, very, very mad, I would say, in sports mode especially. I love driving this car. Every bit of this car is proper engineering, and this car being powered by Ziptron and made by Tata, it is also a genuinely Indian product. So that's all. Let's just conclude this review, then we go to the showroom. Under the bonnet of the Nexon EV is a permanent magnet synchronous motor, which produces 129 PS of maximum power and a torque figure of 245 Newton meters. This motor is paired to an IP67 rated 30.2 kWh battery pack with a nominal voltage of 320 volts. The Tata Nexon EV is also available with a standard warranty package of 8 years or 1.6 lakh kilometers. Finally, after driving comes the need for charging. On the Nexon EV, the charging port is located exactly where usually the fuel filling port would be. This car is of course compatible with both AC regular charging and DC fast charging. Along with the car, however, you get this very standard 3.3 kilowatt AC charger, which can be easily used with any regular 15 ampere plug point at home. Using the 15 ampere plug would require 8.5 hours for the Tata Nexon EV for a full 100% recharge from 20%. However, using a DC fast charger, the Nexon EV can be recharged from 0 to 80% in just 60 minutes. With a real-world range of around 250 kilometers, the Nexon EV may seem like a perfect semi-urban commuter. However, if you are planning longer distances, it would be better for you to select a route with more number of charging stations. So that was a detailed review of the newest electric SUV in the market, the Tata Nexon EV. It has got all the equipment you need, all the performance anyone will ask for, and it is, best of all, more affordable than any other electric SUV in the Indian market. So do let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this new electric SUV in the market, especially this is an Indian SUV. So meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.